Hello and welcome to Once Upon a Roll, a D&D podcast where I, your host Rasputin, plays a one-on-one session of D&D 5th edition with a guest in the land of Cortia, my homebrew campaign setting. Each episode focuses on a new character and story, so if you missed an earlier episode, obviously feel free to go back to listen, but if you stick with this one, you won't be completely lost as this is a new tale. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome on my guest for this episode. If you know me, I get the sense you probably know him. The illustrious, the unparalleled, the grandfather I never had. HeavyEyed Mitchell Cramer. Mitch, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, god damn it, that.
I'm sorry for that one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Get to sneak it in. I get it.
Your reaction was more measured than I expected. I figured I'd draw a little more ire.
Nah, I'm used to it at this point, especially from you.
Oh shit. Mitch, have you played Dungeons and Dragons before?
Oh yeah, actually, I was on a podcast as well. Another podcast.
Yes, Friday Night Dice, run by our friend Sam, which you should check that out if you want more D&D content.
Yeah.
This is obviously a lot different. My next question I know the answer to, because the history of this show, the reason I'm doing this is because of sessions you and I have played together. So
Yeah.
Have you played a one-on-one session of D&D before?
I have, with you.
Yeah, so you play in one of my bigger campaigns, and you asked me one session, like, hey, I want my character to do some shit on the sly. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I thought it would be the worst thing, the most awkward thing in the world.
Yeah, I was.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, it was real fun, but I was like low-key kind of dreading it a little bit.
Yeah. I remember it took us longer to get to it than we thought it would. And then we just did it. And then it was like, oh, that was awesome. And you and I, since for the campaign, have done like two others, I think. So yeah, certainly the one-on-one session originates with you, Mitchell.
Oh, yes, just a trailblazer over here.
Yeah, so if everyone hates this podcast, it's your fucking fault,
Shit.
Man. So we'll get into the session in a minute. Normally I leave what's going on as a secret, but I figure I might as well just give a little taste of what's to come. You and I have created a level 20 character for you. I've never played a campaign long enough to get to level 20.
Neither.
So this will be interesting, as, you're going to be a fucking god, pretty much.
Yeah, he's going to be a strong boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a lot to consider, I guess, at level 20, which I'm kind of excited about.
Yeah. So what I'll say to any listeners, if we don't have all the inner workings of a level 20 character that we just built, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What can you do? I mean, honestly, I'm sure there's plenty of people that have gotten to level 20, played that character for 5 years, and still don't know half the shit that they can do.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not terribly worried.
When we were putting this together, it was so nuts, just like the amount of things I can do.
Yeah, it makes me curious about people that multi-class. I feel like there's just so much going on if you did that.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into it and get on with this session of Once Upon a Roll. The kingdom of Cortia has thrived for over 1,000 years. In that time, it's endured war against powerful enemies, outlasted deadly feuds between its lords, and fought against evil, both of this plane and others. However, during the most recent festival of the Autumn Sun, the sage's ritual revealed a nearly forgotten omen, the sign of Black Sun, a symbol only seen once before, and it almost led to the destruction of Cortia. Panicked, the common folk in the capital city rioted, and when the dust settled, the king was dead, and his 2 children had disappeared in the night. The lord of the city of Edgewood, Tom Dunn, restored peace to the capital, and with no heirs of the king anywhere to be seen, he decided to sit the throne and take the position of Lord Regent. This story, however, starts 100 years before this, near a small shack in the depths of Edgewood Forest, just outside the city. You sit at the table in the center of your shack. A small stove is in the corner of the room. Animal furs line the floors and walls, acting as a mixture between decor and insulation. Your bed is placed on the side opposite the stove. All in all, it's a pretty small place. You cut up a few pieces of meat and drop them to the ground, which Hayes, your dog, laps up excitedly. You built this shack almost 30 years ago, but for a good portion of that time, you were on the road, traveling with your band of adventurers, the Lowlights. But those days are long behind you now. Now it's just you and Hayes and the wild. As you sit in your hut, I'd like you to make a perception check. It's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. That is a 11. So, you know.
Yeah, you're pretty much just enjoying your afternoon. Hayes is kind of looking at you for a little more meat.
I cut off some more from the chunk of meat and chuck it to him.
As he laps it up from the ground, can you quick give me a description of what you and your dog look like?
So Hayes is a well, you wouldn't let me have a German Shepherd, but
a Cortian
Shepherd. There we go. Just a big brown fluffy dog with some black spots, black paws. Kind of getting old now, so got like the little grey under chin going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Flayn is the definition of like the grouchy old hermit. Just unkept, long hair, like down halfway down his back. It's kind of dreading a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just has got a weathered face, kind of battle scarred, just dull brown eyes that don't really care anymore. And his like hands are they're not spry. His hands are kind of locked into place. He can't, when they're relaxed, they're not at a normal position.
Okay.
He's of average height.
As you sit in your little shack, you hear a knock on the door.
Puts us very reluctantly, stands up, opens the door.
As you open the door, you're met by the sight of a dark-skinned man wearing plate mail. You see behind him you do a quick count. I imagine you've done a fair amount of these quick counts in your day. You see 14 men atop horses behind them, all adorned in the typical Edgewood armor of the Lord's personal guard. You can't help but think back to all those years ago when you first became acquainted with Lord Galen Dunn and his guards, back when you were nothing more than just a fugitive on the run. The dark-skinned man stands in front of you. You notice his dark gray eyes and short black hair. He has a serious look to him, and you can tell he tries to be as clean-cut as possible. And he puts his hand out. "Hello there. I'm Sir Alum Rourke of the Lord's Guard."
I look at his hand and then look back at him, ignoring his hand. "What do you want?"
He holds his hand out for like 3 seconds longer just to be sure, looks down at it a little awkwardly, and slowly puts it to his side. "I'm on orders from Lord Dunn. He would like to make a deal with you."
"I'm done making deals."
"He's willing to give you an official pardon for your former crimes."
"As you can see, I'm kind of out of the way here. Do I really need to be pardoned?"
He looks at you for a few moments, knowing that your words are pretty true. You've done a fair amount of heroic deeds over the past 10 years, and although never really enough to get that official pardon from the Lord, no one has fucked with you since. As a lot of people do hold respect for you and the deeds that your group, the Lowlights, did. And also, frankly, they're probably kind of scared of you. And you kind of notice some of the horsed men like looking at you, like whispering a little excitedly at each other. You're not fully sure what they're saying, unless you'd like to make a perception check.
Oh yeah.
All right, roll perception.
That is a 10.
Nope. Yeah, you can't really make out what they're saying, but you do notice just an excitement to their tone, which seemingly you imagine is like they're seeing this kind of local legend in the flesh, and maybe a little surprised by how disheveled he comes off, but just in general seeing him. Sir Alum looks at you for a few long moments. "The Lord would also like to offer a proper memorial in the center of Edgewood depicting the heroic defeat of the Archlich Geneth, the one you and your companions so bravely took out.
Sort of motion towards the sword on my hip, like rub it a little bit. Fine.
He seems surprised that it was that easy. It takes us. Oh yes. Can I come in? You see him pull out a parchment which is rolled up, and you can kind of see some drawings through it. I have a map. I can give you the information you need.
Yep. And I just take it off him.
So you just grab the map from him?
Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah, he like steps forward, like trying to go inside to like roll it out, but you just take it from him. Oh, yes. A dragon. Been spotted north of the city. It attacked a lumber yard, killing most of the men there, destroying a lot of the property. It seems to be feral. Doesn't listen to any sort of reason. Dragons often don't, but this does not seem to be an overly intelligent dragon.
You're telling me you don't have any men that can kill a dragon?
Lord lost a lot of workers in the lumber mill and figured it'd be better to send in one trained expert than many troops that would certainly be able to kill the dragon, but have casualties and losses. Figured someone like you could handle it on their own.
God, it's a joke. Throw the map behind my shoulder inside to look at it later. Alright, well, when does he want it done by?
As soon as possible. The dragon is laying waste to the different spots in the woods. It's not going to be safe anywhere soon.
What kind of dragon is it?
We got conflicting reports.
Useless. Alright, well, is that it?
Yeah, can you make an insight check on him for me?
Insight. That is a 19 for insight.
Okay, yeah. So looking at him as soon as you kind of make like these comments about like useless, the guard,
yeah.
Fuck the man, you can see like he really wants to defend himself and be like, not all guard are bad. Like, I work hard. But you can see like severe restraint in him, whether that's fear of who you are and the power you hold, or just that he's kind of a goody two shoes. It doesn't want to cross lines. You can't tell, but you can certainly see that it's taken most of the things he has to not flip his shit. I imagine you fucking close the door.
Oh yeah.
Have a good day. The door closes on him, and you hear like muffled day, sir. And you hear footsteps walk away from your cabin as he mounts his horse and rides off.
So, Flayn isn't like old by any stretch, but he's definitely creaky, a little bit creaky. Mm-hmm. When he shuts the door, shit, stretches out. He's got to crack his hole back, stand up straight, sort of shakes it out, and then he unrolls the map on his table, throws everything that's on the table off.
Yeah, so the map seems to be kind of this section of Edgewood Forest. Your shack, as you look, thankfully is not marked on this map, even though it obviously must be common knowledge enough for these guards. But you do see where the city is, which you can tell, even though your shack is not marked, you know about where you would be on the map. You can tell you're probably about 5-10 miles out from the city. Then you see a lumberyard, the lumberyard, which is just designated by an X on the map, probably about another 5-10 miles north of the city.
Whistle to Hayes.
He sits up.
You ready for another fucking adventure?
He tilts his head and gives you a bark.
Yeah, alright. I find some scattered food and put that in a sack, making sure to get enough for me and the dog. Gather my weapons,
To gather your things, you go over to one of the pelts you have on the ground and kick it to the side, and a little trapdoor is under it. It's a room you initially built to store food for the winter, but after all your years and years of adventuring, you've collected enough gold, weapons, and other items where your little room underneath the floor has pretty much just been filled with the treasure. So you go down, you grab your bow, You grab the ring that belonged to your friend Jax. You already have the sword that belonged to Godfrey on you. And you head up carrying these items as your little way of making sure that those two are always traveling with you. Do you want to grab like a little scoop of gold?
Yeah, I just grab like a small handful.
Yeah.
Just enough for a little coin pouch to hang off, my belt.
Yeah. It makes you just that amount, probably, one of the richest people around. But yeah, you grab what seems like a small amount, go up, close the trap door, put the pelt back on, and whatever you want to do from there.
Yeah. As I'm walking out, I click my fingers to get Hayes to follow along beside me.
Yeah, as soon as you click him, he's already there.
Shut the door and fiddle with the ring a little bit, stroke the sword in it a bit more, and just, all right, boys, guess this is for you guys, and head out.
Are you just gonna head towards the X? Is that?
Yeah, just beeline.
Yeah, make a survival check.
Survival. That is a 30.
Oh shit, level 20. Yeah, you know the lumberyard. You know the woods pretty well in general. You've kind of made it your business too. My guess is you probably were annoyed that the lumberyard was built in the first place because it kind of took off one of your favorite hunting spots.
Yeah.
But from those hunting days, you remember the best paths there, and you're able to tread those right now without leaving much of a trail and staying safe as you weave through the woods. Are you trying to move like extra quietly, or you're just going?
I wouldn't say I'm in the middle, I'm not stealthing, but I'm not just barging on through until I get a bit closer, yeah.
Sure. As you're going along, you travel about an hour, and then I'd like you to make a perception check.
These goddamn perception checks that I'm just not doing well at. Okay, there we go. It's a 21.
Okay, no, that's great. You see in a little clearing ahead of you what seems to be 4 direwolves surrounding an elk. They're kind of forming a circle around it and nipping at its heels. It seems really trapped at this point. You can kind of see it dart in its head, looking to see, do I have time? Will I be able to jump past them?
Okay. Here's a thing a level 20 person can do, I think. Can I make a shot on all 4 of them? Wait, how many?
With what?
My bow, sorry.
So you get 2 attacks.
I thought I got another one.
I think that's a spell. The Swift Quiver.
That's it.
So if you want to use that.
That's what I was thinking of. No.
Yeah.
Not on some little wolfy boys.
So, no, you would not be able to make 4 attacks without casting a spell like Swift Quiver.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll just pop 2 shots at whatever 2 wolves are closest.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Yeah. That is a 27.
That will hit.
For the damage, that is 20.
Okay.
And for the other one, it's a 22.
That'll hit.
And then 18 for damage.
Okay. So, first one was 20, second was 18. Both of them yelp out in pain, and they turn looking for the source of their newfound torment. And yeah, both are now aware of you and have turned towards you. Roll initiative.
That's 15 for initiative.
Okay. Got it. You do get to act first.
Wow, okay.
At this point, they're probably about 40 feet away from you.
Okay. Do I roll initiative for Hayes, or is their turn shared with mine?
Hayes has your initiative.
Okay. In that case, I'm still just going to do the same thing and just pop.
Pop. All right. Same ones.
Yep.
Same targets.
34.
That'll hit.
And 19.
That'll also hit.
Okay, so this is the first damage. Is a 13. And then a 15.
All right. They had turned towards you, getting ready to strike, and just one in the eye. the other in the eye. They both fall. The elk now up. I guess you have a bonus action. And movement if you want to get closer, which, you know.
Yeah. Is there... There's 2 more wolves?
There are 2 more wolves and an elk.
Okay, yeah, no. For my... I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The elk is going to... Yeah, the elk's going to run towards the opening that you have now created and just start sprinting kind of towards you. And honestly, it probably gets right up by you with its amount of speed. Gives you a little look that you don't know if it's thanks. You hope it is. And tries to go by you. The dire wolves then turn, making chase after it. They both run, and once they get about 40 feet, they see you holding a bow and decide to make chase at you. So, first one is going to take a bite at you for 23.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to hit.
All right, that is for 7 damage, 7 piercing. Okay. And then the other is going to take a bite at you. The second one has advantage as his buddy is
pack tactics.
now within you. Yeah, you know all about it. So that's a 24.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah. Ooh. 14 damage.
Ooh.
And I need you to make I need you to make 2 DC 13 strength saving throws.
Okay. Yeah, so the second damage was 14. I just had to do some math that I'm not very good at. Okay, so first strength save is a 21.
Easy.
And the second one is 11.
On the second one, you get hit and just knocked down to the ground. You were ready to move somewhat quick today, but I guess not quick enough. You are up in the initiative. You have 2 wolves looking over you.
Oh, I guess I didn't stretch myself out as much as I thought. So it's half my movement to get up?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to disengage, sort of run back a little bit as far as I can, 15 feet.
So your action is disengage. You bounce away, so you have a bonus.
I'm going to order my dog to attack the other dogs. Can it... Wait, is that a bonus action, or is that my action as well?
Yeah, it would have to be your action. You could have Hayes, like, run up to them.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
The meat shield. Fantastic.
No. No, it's the first line of defense.
Cool, yeah. So it runs up and kind of Hayes gives a big growl. The wolves, you know, fuck off. Get away from my master. And yeah, they'll both be distracted by him, so they're gonna take some bites at your sweet boy. That's a 24. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that is definitely gonna hit.
Okay. For 11 damage.
Dang, these are some strong wolves.
They're dire wolves. Yeah, they're good. And the other, it's an 11.
No.
So one just bites into the side of him. He does need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh God, he does not have good strength. Doesn't matter. 17.
Takes a bite at him, but he's able to keep his composure, stay up. And the other takes a snip, and he's just able to move out of the way. You are up.
Okay, so I am gonna order Hayes to just, bite back the one that bit him.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, it's a 1.
That'll miss. Yeah.
My other action, I was just gonna shoot my bow.
So Hayes does get multi-attack when you attack with him. So he does get another try.
13.
13 will just miss, unfortunately. And then you want to take shots? Yeah. All right, roll the hit. You get 1 attack.
35.
I think that'll hit. All right, roll damage.
18.
18. Okay. Yeah, you hit the one that just bit your boy. Kind of turns his head towards you. They are up. The one that you just hit is going to start running towards you, so Hayes will get an opportunity of attack.
That is a 25 on the bite.
That's going to hit.
Yes. That's 14 for damage.
Fuck, nice. Yeah. Hayes takes a bite. Ooh, yeah. With Hayes' bite, they need to make a strength save?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought that was only with the pack tactics, but yes, it does.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
17.
Ooh. Nat 20. So it's able to run through it.
God damn it.
Sorry, I was excited. Hayes takes a big bite, and it's able to stay up. It is limping. One of its legs is just bleeding thoroughly as it runs towards you and tries to take a bite at you. That is an 8, which I hope misses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, the other is going to take another bite at Hayes. That is a 7, which I imagine also misses.
Also misses.
All right, you are up.
Okay. I'm just looking at my spells. Very clearly, I am not good with this class because I've got to put Hunter's Mark on something.
No, what? No.
If I shoot at the dog that is like just below me, like, you know, like pointing my arrow down, like, bruh.
You'd have disadvantage.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine.
You know, that's a fair guess.
That's a 23.
That'll hit. Yeah. I think with these guys, the only way you can miss is with a natural 1, if I'm being honest. Now that I look at your good-ass stats.
That is a 19.
Still looking over at your dog mid-combat, you just kind of aim your bow down and just right in the skull, and you hear one farm, and it falls down to the ground.
And then...
So you have one more attack.
Yeah, and then I aim it at the other one.
All right, so you're taking a shot, not having...
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Is it 28?
That'll hit. Nice. Definitely seems hurt.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
It's seen all of its pack fucking murdered. Is going to try to run away. So as it moves out of Hayes' area, Hayes would have the opportunity to attack if...
No. I order Hayes not to on a fleeing animal.
Okay. The wolf doesn't look back. It just goes arrow out of its side, blood curdling in its fur.
Run up to Hayes and give him pets, you know. Pull out a bit of meat from the pouch, just a little tiny cube, and put it in my palm.
Yeah, he eats it out of your hand, and then he goes to lick his bite marks, clean up his wounds a bit.
What's around me at the moment?
Mostly trees, where every once in a while there'll be like just a little clearing that might have some bushes in it or just some flat land. But right now you're pretty much in the thick of things.
Okay, so there's no like river nearby or like running creek or something?
You could roll a perception check to find one.
I would like to do that.
All right.
That is a natural 20, so 25.
Yeah, that'll be good. As I said before, you're pretty familiar with this area. It's been maybe a little while since you made the trek to the lumberyard, just because once your hunting spot went away, what's the point?
Yeah.
And you're like, I swear there was something here. So you kind of lean down to the ground, close your eyes, and open your ears for a moment, and you can hear the trickle of water, what seems to be like 100 yards to the east.
Yeah, I just make way there quickly.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna put my bags down on the waterfront. I'm gonna take a little bit of a short rest for my doggy because I feel bad that he got injured.
All right.
So is it my hit dice for the dog?
It has its own hit die. So it should have, I guess, 20 hit die. Okay. Which is, let's just say it's a D8.
Okay. 7. You know what? We're gonna roll another one. Okay. That will make my dog boy back.
What was the second one?
Second one was a 7, sorry.
Okay.
As we're sitting there, grab his face and start rubbing it. Sorry, buddy. Guess it's been a while. I'll try not to let you get much more hurt, but it is a dragon. But we'll be fine. We killed that damn lich.
Gives you a playful bite on the wrist.
As he does, I grab the. When a dog bites you and you want to keep playing with that bite, so you grab the top part of their jaw and just start it's like.
Are you going to use any hit die for yourself?
May as well. We're here. So that's a 9 recovery. Man, I got 20 hit dice. Okay, well, I can use another one. And that's a 3. There we go. Now I'm back to full. That was 11.
Nice. All right, yeah. So you guys sit by the stream for a little while, relaxing, trying to calm that heartbeat that elevated just a little bit from the fight. And then eventually you're ready to move on.
Grab all my stuff and smack the side of his belly a couple times and then pop off.
You make pretty good time as you know these woods well. You could say they're your favorite terrain, which makes you move through them with ease and speed and might. After your hours of traveling, you eventually know you're coming up on the lumber camp. You first notice the trees all cut down in various areas in a very orderly fashion.
Just a deep upset sigh about that.
Yeah, even Hayes is kind of like looking around, and you hear him give a few whimpers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, why do this to a beautiful forest? And you guys continue along, and pretty quickly you see that these trees cut down in a nice fashion are right next to a handful that seem to be haphazardly cracked in half, as if something massive decided to roll over the top of them. And as you continue along, following those trees, you notice like black sludge lines parts of the ground and covers a handful of these knockdown trees. You look around, and as you get to what you would consider the camp proper, you notice maybe a dozen or so people here right now. Some seem to be trying to reorganize like piles of massive logs that have just been flung around the camp. You see others starting to rebuild the few structures around. That seems like they're starting with ones that still have some parts of the building intact, but you do notice like lots of wooden planks just strewn across the land. And then you see a few others who seem to be filling in holes that you can only assume are the final resting places of those who died here.
Is there like someone that's sort of ordering people to do things, like a leader, I guess, like, or just someone that's in charge?
Yeah, as you look and watch on a bit, you notice not necessarily someone who's taking insane charge, but you do notice one guy who's moving between the different people doing jobs. He'll talk to them for a few moments and then go over to the next group to talk to them. It seems like he's kind of not with an iron fist, or maybe not a natural born leader, but he is kind of probably the one delegating responsibility right now.
All right, yeah. I walk up to this guy and just ask, what kind of dragon is it?
Hello, sir. Who may you be?
It doesn't matter. I was just ordered to kill the dragon, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Sorry, is this a joke?
I wish. I did not want to be doing this today, but
You're telling me. Damn thing destroyed our camp, killed 50 men. Kind of looks down to the ground.
Well, do you know what kind of dragon it was?
It had copper scales.
Copper scales. Okay. Would I know what that meant?
Roll a Arcana check. These dragons have to do with magic.
Okay.
They're not your favorite enemy, so you don't have advantage.
I was just checking that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a natural one.
Ooh, that is not good. You know, you have fought many a beast in your time, many a fey creature. You killed a lich, but you've never actually fought a dragon before. So you don't know a whole lot about them. And while certainly people in your former party were kind of enthralled by them, maybe told stories around the campfire every once in a while, you didn't really listen. So your knowledge of dragons is pretty low. I would say even with the terrible roll, you would know that there are two different types of dragons. That's chromatic and metallic. And what you would know is chromatic are like the colored, like red dragons, green dragons, and they usually mean fucking business. You don't know much about the metallic ones. You just know people really seem to hate the chromatic ones. I'd say pretty much anyone in the D&D world would know that, especially a level 20 character. Yeah. But yeah, you don't know anything specific about what a copper scale dragon would be like.
So it was copper. I see, yes. Just like a little bit bullshitting. What way did it go?
And I've heard a bunch of people say different things. Some say they saw it fly to the east, others say they saw it fly to the west. I didn't really get a good look. It's kind of hiding during the whole thing. Look, I'm not made for this dragon business. Who is?
Well, seems you made for destroying forest business. Yeah, it's pretty similar. You and the dragon.
You're saying that us chopping down trees and replanting them is as bad as dragon coming in and killing friends, other workers?
It's all the same.
Yeah. Good luck finding your dragon. He turns and walks away.
Is there a way I could determine how it flew off?
You could certainly try to use some of the clues. You could certainly try to use some of the signs that I may have left behind.
Yeah, I was thinking about those broken trees that it stumbled into.
All right, you want to investigate the broken trees?
Yeah.
All right, you can go over and make an investigation check.
Love these +0 rolls. Well, that's a 16.
That's good. It's better than your natural one before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you head over and start looking just in general at the broken trees. And you notice that on one side, towards what would be, if it had gone west, you see a few trees that are broken in half, and then some that have like just the tops of them kind of snapped off, but the trees are still standing.
Mm.
And you imagine it's kind of like the flight pattern of something if it had landed, fucked up a bunch of shit, and then flown off, but wasn't able to clear all the trees.
Yep. Wait, sorry, which way is that pointing? Is it
West.
Okay. Guess I'll follow that path.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you start heading in that direction.
Yeah. Anything to avoid talking to the camp again.
Figured as much. You and Hayes start walking off. You try to look for any signs of this dragon. So as you're kind of following this direction, why don't you make a perception check?
16.
Okay. You're looking up at the trees, and you're struggling to find breaks like you were earlier. It was just kind of easier to see when you went from like no trees to little, like it was just easier to spot broken trees. But now that you're kind of in the thick of it and you're trying to look up at the top, it's harder to see the tops of broken tree branches. You do see a little bit of this black sludge that you saw back at the camp.
Ugh.
It's like just every once in a while you'll see like a few drips of it on trees, or sometimes a more sizable puddle.
Is it, from the look of this black sludge, is it like corroding the trees and ground around it?
Would you like to go and take a look at it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you walk
without
up.
touching it.
Yeah. Smart. You do notice, especially, pretty much anything it's on, you can hear like a little sizzle. And as you look, especially when it's on grass or the side of trees, it does seem to be slowly eating away at it.
Okay. I order Hayes to sit and stay. Sit.
Okay.
And hold my hand out in like an open palm as I circle some of the sludge and just get a look at it. Pick up a stick and like poke it a little bit and see what happens to the stick.
Yeah, as you put the stick in, it seems to kind of slowly get onto the stick and start corroding the stick a little.
Gross. Oh. Guess that means not all dragons breathe fire, huh? Throw the stick away and sort of go back to following the sludgy path.
Okay, so now you're following sludge.
Yes.
Yeah, so you follow along the sludge now. I guess Hayes could probably assist you, couldn't he?
Oh yeah. Wait a minute.
Dogs smell things.
Yeah. There's a stat for this. The Mastiff has advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Okay.
But I guess if he's assisting me, it's just automatic advantage anyway, right?
Yeah. But for flavor, he'll be the one.
Yeah.
Make it. Yeah. So I imagine he sees you exploring and looking at the goo, and can see probably too, by the way, like you're not touching it, like this is dangerous. I should not lap this up. He goes over, gets somewhat close, takes a few sniffs, and starts moving. So he can make we'll go perception check at advantage.
That will be a 21.
All right, yeah. He sniffs for a few seconds, and then he's just moving on the trail. As he's going along, you see that like sometimes the acids will shoot off in different directions, but he kind of follows a path that seems to be the strongest one. Like sometimes it's almost just like acid sprays would go off randomly for whatever reason, but he's following this path where as you go along, it seems like the acid spurts are getting bigger and bigger and more concentrated.
When I feel like I'm getting like pretty close to, the heart of it all, I'm going to use hide in plain sight.
Okay, so you stop moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine you would get up to a point, and Hayes, just in general, not being an idiot dog, and having a pretty good bond with you, would kind of stop, and he'd point a little ways ahead, like with his nose.
Yeah, I can spend 1 minute creating camouflage on myself.
Okay.
I imagine I have access to fresh mud, dirt, plants, and stuff like that at this point, even though it's pretty corroded.
Yeah, there's certainly fresh stuff like that around. Not a ton of mud, but you're probably able to take your water skin and pour it on some dirt. Fucking camo yourself up and sit just like near a tree, posing as if you were part of it. Is there a roll with that, or like that's just automatic?
It's plus 10 bonus to stealth.
All right. So are you just like hiding out kind of nearby?
I'm gonna solid snake the rest of this way in.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure hide in plain sight you can't move.
Oh, is it you can't move?
So it's kind of like if it'd be really good if you want to like wait here and kind of scope out and not risk being seen at all.
Okay, yeah, no, fuck it. Let's do that. Let's just hide out and see where the dragon, see if anything happens.
Okay, yeah. So you disguise yourself, fit in with the surroundings, get camouflaged, and you just sit there for a while, patiently. I imagine you put some on Hayes too. We'll say Hayes can hide in plain sight. Make a perception check. I'll give you at advantage, as I imagine Hayes is kind of listening out too.
Natural 20.
Dang, that's 2 nat 20s on perception. Yeah, you in the somewhat nearby. It's hard to tell the exact distance. It's probably silent for half an hour, and then after that, you start to hear just stomping, very loud. In your experience, things that are this loud are usually big. Although you have not fought a dragon, you have certainly killed a massive monster in your heyday. So you can tell that whatever this thing is nearby, maybe about probably like 300 yards to the north of you, is probably the dragon. So a little ways away, and you can't really see it as there's kind of too much wood between you and it.
Okay.
But you can tell that you are pretty nearby at this point.
In that case, I'm gonna stealth.
Okay.
Stealth towards it.
Roll a stealth check.
Yeah, boy. That's a 16. Do I have to roll one for Hayes as well, I imagine?
Yeah.
Oh god, so Hayes's is 12. Good old quiet bunch.
Okay. You start sneaking up slowly. You wipe a little gunk off your face, some off of Hayes's too, and you spot a clearing a little ways ahead of you. In this clearing, you are immediately met by the sight of just a massive primordial figure pacing back and forth. There's a outcropping of rock behind it, not quite high enough to really constitute a cliff, but I guess like probably 15-20 feet tall. Cliff baby cliff, While you're approaching, why don't you make a perception check?
That's a 15.
Okay. So yeah, you see this massive copper dragon moving back and forth. It seems very anxious in the way it's doing this. You know, it doesn't seem to be wanting to sit still for even a moment. And you see it's kind of pacing in front of what looks to be a small little cave that's part of this outcropping of rocks. As soon as you get to the tree line, you see the dragon slowly turn its head towards right where you are. And you see its eyes slit. It rolled a natural 20 on its perception. I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Yep. Oh boy. That's a 13. Yeah. Not many things around turn order.
Okay. So just to give you an idea of how things stand at the moment, by now you've snuck up a bit. You're at the tree line of this kind of clearing around this small cliff area. The dragon is about 60 feet from where you are. So certainly you are in range of it. It is maybe a little in range of you. It has a much higher initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Than you, so it is going to act first. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's 21.
Yeah, that'll save. You see it pull back its head, and just hear a scream as acid, the same acid that you and Hayes have been tracking here, shoots out of its mouth. Hayes also needs to make a dex save.
That's a 4.
All right. You take 27 points of acid damage. Hayes takes 54 points of acid damage.
God damn, that is a bad opening.
And it is going to stay exactly where it is, not move at all. Kind of still right in front of the cave mouth.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that sucked. For Hayes's action or movement or whatever, I'm gonna order him to get the fuck back.
Okay.
And just run as far as he can.
All right. He starts fucking scampering off back behind you.
And I guess that means I can't move now, can I?
I think you can order him to move as a bonus.
Okay. I am going to run 30 feet to the right.
Okay. So, like, still along the tree line?
Yeah. Just to get, like, a wide berth on it.
Okay.
And... oh, shit. What is the distance on my bow? Is it 60 feet, isn't it?
You have a longbow, so it's longer than that.
Ah, hell yeah.
It's certainly still in your range, yeah.
Cool, yeah. I'm gonna use my bonus action already, so I can't do Hunter's Mark. I am going to shoot just my regular bow at it for now.
So the beast can just move on its own, so you do have your bonus action.
Oh, tight. Well, in that case, there's my bonus. Okay. 31 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm just going to do both attacks first.
Okay.
And then I'll roll damage. Second one is 22.
That'll hit.
Oh, God. Okay. So 18 plus 17.
35 damage. And then also plus Hunter's Mark.
Oh, yeah. So 2d6. So 4 and 6.
All right. So 41 damage total. That's a good start.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Fuck you,
Level
dragon.
20, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The dragon is up. The dragon is going to kind of look back at the cave and then look at you. Feels those very, very damaging arrows that you just shot at it. And it is going to fly over to you. Yeah, it's going to fly over to you. Which is able to get up to you with its fucking fatty ass speed. And it is going to make a multi-attack on you.
Oh boy.
It first bites at you. That's a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that's yep.
Yep. For 16 damage. And it swings 2 claws at you. The first is 22.
Yep.
And the second is 30.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then you take 12 damage from the first hit and 11 damage from the second hit.
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm disengaging.
As your action?
Yeah, it's my action. This thing has speed, so it's like, where do I go? I might duck into the trees a bit.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So I guess behind me, and just run a fair bit back. About 20 feet.
Okay. So if you use your action to disengage, you can't really use it to hide.
That's okay.
Okay.
Just more out of his way and not in an open area. And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Spirit.
All right. So you lose concentration of Hunter's Mark then.
Yeah.
But your Healing Spirit is on you. As this is technically the first time you enter it, you can benefit from the healing of it. At least that's how I'll run it. What'd you get?
1.
Nice. Okay. So, you heal 1.
Yep. And I'm guessing that's all I can do.
Yeah, that is all you can do. It is going to look at where you just ran. It can clearly still see you from where it is, but it does also look back towards the cave mouth.
Yep.
And it starts to... It doesn't like fly back quickly. It starts to take steps backwards towards it.
Okay.
And it moves about 40 feet back towards it. It has not taken its eye off of you, but it's just slowly backing up.
So that's its turn?
That is its turn.
Okay. How far away is Hayes from me right now?
Hayes is probably... He's about 30 feet away from you at this point. I mean, was he just still bolting?
Oh, sorry. Like, once his round of movement had finished, that's about as far as I wanted him to go.
Okay. Yeah, so he's about 30 feet away.
Perfect. I'm going to move, as my bonus action, my Healing Spirit from me to him.
Okay, so you move that. So he can heal 1d6.
Oh, no, 6. There we go.
Nice.
He's still not doing great, but he's doing better. I'm going to move to the front of that clearing again.
Okay.
I am going to shoot him twice.
All right. You shoot at the dragon twice.
That's 24.
That'll hit.
And a 26.
That'll also hit.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's 22 damage, and then 19 damage.
So a cool 41 damage.
Jeez.
All right. It screams out in pain. It is going to just sprint towards you on its turn. Pretty fucking pissed, and it's gonna take a multi-attack on you. So first it will bite at you. That's a 20.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
11 damage for the first. Then it's gonna take 2 claw attacks at you. 15.
That does not hit.
And a 25.
That does hit.
Okay. And this, ooh, that's really low. 8 damage.
Oh, damn.
As it slashes at you with its second claw and just roars in your face. You look at its eyes and it's just, they're slit and just rage is filled in them. There seems to be nothing but just feral instincts in this creature. And it has you in its sight.
Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna, as my bonus action, bring the old Healing Spirit back.
All right. You can roll a d6 to heal.
Give me that d6. That's a 4.
And I guess technically Hayes started his turn in it. So although this might be a slightly broken use of it, well, I'll give it to him. You can heal Hayes too.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good... It doesn't heal that much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, that was just a 1 anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a d10 or some shit. I'm gonna sort of just sigh, grab the hilt of my sword, and just be like, please help me, Godfrey. And I'm gonna cast Steel Wind Strike on this goddamn dragon.
Okay. So what does Steel Wind Strike do?
Choose up to 5 creatures you can see within range. Make a melee spell attack against each target. On hit, a target takes 6d10 force damage. And then I choose 5 foot space to teleport to.
Within 5 feet.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do it. Yeah. Fucking, so that'll be wisdom plus 6, so plus 11. Not bad.
It's 24.
That hits.
Hell yeah. Okay. It's a lot of dice. Yeah, it's 26.
All right.
And I want to end up kind of to his side.
Okay.
Like his left side, I guess. Or whichever side is not facing Hayes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is going to turn to you now with this acid breath back and breathe it on you.
Okay.
So you have to make a dex saving throw.
Well, a little thing I forgot from before. I'm going to cast Absorb Elements on myself as a reaction to this.
And so that you have resistance to the triggering damage type until your next turn, which is nice.
Mm.
Also, you get to do damage, right, with that type
Yeah.
that you absorb. Okay. Yeah, so you still make a dex save.
Yeah. 25.
Easy. Yeah, so you're able to dodge a lot of it, which would half the damage.
Yep.
And then you absorb even more of it. So you take 13 acid damage.
Thank God.
Yeah. That's a good spell. Okay. And that is its turn.
Okay. Bringing the old healing spirit back. 6.
Okay. Yeah, you heal 6.
I'm going to try something here. Based on what it did last time. But I'm going to disengage back into the woods.
Okay, so you use your action to disengage.
Yeah.
And move back into the woods. It looks at you and looks back to the cave. And it jumps towards you.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. It's going to make a multi-attack on you. First is a nat 20. Ooh. Alright, so that's 22 damage for the first hit.
Yep.
Then it swings both its claws at you. That's a 15.
Misses.
And that is an 18.
Misses. Woo.
How you looking?
Not good.
Okay.
Yeah, dragon fights are hard. Solo.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't use the very thing that would have saved you at the start.
It could have helped.
Yeah. So healing spirit lasts a minute, and I've used it 4 times. Yeah. So I got 2 more uses on it, I'm guessing.
So each round is 6 seconds.
Oh, so I get 10 times.
So
Okay.
it would 10 times or until concentration's up.
Cool. Well, I'm bringing it back. Oh yeah, 6 again. Hell yeah. Your boy needs everything he can get. I'm gonna cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
Inspired by the earlier encounter, summon a giant elk. And I'm rolling separate initiative for these guys, aren't I? This guy, aren't I?
Yeah.
Cool. It's 14.
Okay. Yeah, a giant elk appears. Where do you want it to appear?
To the side of it.
So, like, right now you are both in the woods. So you want this in the woods,
Yes.
or do you want it in the clearing?
Yes, so in the woods. Wait, how thick are the woods? Like, is its horns gonna get in the way?
It should be fine.
Okay, yes. Then in the woods. Like, kind of maybe 30 feet to the side of it? In the woods? In, like, the deeper woods part?
Like away from Hayes.
Yeah.
Got it. Giant elk appears about 30 feet away.
Cool. And I'm guessing that's all I can do.
It's had these the whole time, but it's never had a chance to actually use it. It's going to use a legendary action
Ah, shit.
to make a tail attack on you. Shit, that won't hit. That's a nat 2. So 13.
No.
Okay. Luckily, you're
Yeah.
able to just kind of duck under it. You see the power of the tail swing over your head, just knocking trees around you. Now, though, it is its turn.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so that was this legendary action. It's going to look between you and its cave, and it's going to drop another acid blast on you.
Well, reacting with absorb elements.
Okay. Make a dex saving throw.
19.
The DC is 18 for it. So you take 13 acid damage.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Something we haven't been doing, you need to be making some concentration checks.
Oh, shit.
We'll do some retroactive ones. So make 5 con saving throws.
Okay. So 14, 21, natural 20, 15, 12, 8.
All right, so you lose concentration of the spell, and the elk disappears. And now it's your turn.
Okay, so now it's my turn. I am going to cast Healing Spirit at 4th level on myself.
Okay.
So that is 3d6 to heal. That's 8. Fuck. And then for the rest of my turn, I am disengaging from my action and running back away from this dragon as far as I can.
Okay.
Just flat out.
You can move about 30 feet.
Yeah, funnily enough.
Disengage and
Yeah.
run as far as you can. All right. You're really too far for the dragon to do any legendary action.
Oh, thank God.
It is going to look at you and then look back at the cave mouth, which it has moved pretty far away. And it's actually going to start keeping its eyes on you still, walking back slowly toward the cave mouth. Obviously, at this point, it's pretty clear to you that whatever's there is important to this dragon, and
Yeah.
it has a lot of anxiety about moving too far away from it.
Okay, well, first things first, I'm bringing the healing to me.
Yep.
And that is a 13 to heal. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, I'm still not looking great, but I'm feeling better about it. Noticing that it's a bit iffy on the old attacking of me at the moment. I don't want to piss it off and bring it back to me again just yet. I might have Haze come back to the tree line.
Okay.
Because I'm in the forest still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. How big is this clearing? Like, what sort of clearing are we dealing with here?
It's pretty big. It's probably about like 80 feet from the clearing to the rock outcropping.
Okay, and like, is it just a big circular,
Yeah, like a semicircle.
of trees and then just rock?
Mm-hmm.
How far was it to get Haze from where he was to the...
Haze was about 30 feet from the clearing.
Okay, so now he's spent his movement. That's cool. Oh, I haven't used my action yet. I'm gonna use my action to hide.
So you're hiding.
Yes.
All right, roll a stealth check.
God, I forgot this is a thing I can do. Oh, that is a 10.
All right, you shoddily jump behind some shit.
Yeah. Do the old cartoon back against the tree.
The dragon is going to use its legendary action to try to detect you. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a 29. It sees your shitty hiding job, unfortunately for you.
Damn it.
And it stops where it is. It doesn't keep moving backwards. Seems like it's waiting for something. But yeah, that's going to be its turn. It's actually going to give a loud roar, and you and Haze both need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh, actually my saving throw for wisdom's not that bad. It's a 19 for me.
Yeah, that'll save.
Come on, buddy. Oh, it's a 19 for him too.
All right, you both save. You feel like the terror of just this frightful presence of this dragon trying to seep into you, but you're like, I've already gone through too much shit to be shaken by this. You are about 60 feet away from this dragon, who is by the tree line. Hayes is about 30 feet away from the dragon, as he too is by the tree line. In general, the dragon, seems to still have a bit of strength, but you can see that your blows, especially your early blows, have definitely hurt it a fair bit.
God. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the perk of being such a high level.
Mm-hmm.
So I damage it almost as much as it damages me. Almost. Okay, so for Hayes' movement, I want him to, scoot along the tree line, going away from me, but around the semicircle.
Okay.
So, the other side of the semicircle that I guess I'm
not toward the dragon.
And if Hayes kept going that way along the tree line, would it end up at the rock outcropping or not?
It'd take a while.
Okay, but yeah.
It's a good distance.
Yes, but that's what I want him to be doing right now.
30 feet.
Yeah. And then for my bonus action, I'm bringing it back. Oh, is it already on me?
I don't think you moved, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's just 9. Feeling a tad better. And this dragon is fixated on me, isn't it?
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to walk the other way to take its gaze off of Hayes.
Okay. How far away do you want to be from it?
Maybe just another 15 feet.
So just 15 feet to your right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayes is off to your left. You move a little towards your right. The dragon's eyes are still on you.
That's me. I'm not going to hit it just yet.
All right. It is going to unleash a breath weapon at you. So that's a dex saving throw. You just see the black, sludgy acid come out at you.
Well, I'm going to use my last first level spell slot to absorb that shit. It's a 30.
Easy. You take 13 damage.
Cool.
And it is going to stay in position, its eyes locked on you.
So I want Hayes to keep walking, just as far as it can until it gets to the rock cropping each turn.
About where he is right now, he's probably, if he's sticking towards the tree line, he's probably about 45 feet away from just the base.
Cool.
And then an additional 30 feet from the cave entrance.
And then I'm bringing it back because I need to heal.
Okay.
It's 10. It almost negated everything. Almost negated the breath. I'm going to just walk, keep inching just a little bit. So 10 feet this time.
Yeah.
Just to hold its stare.
It is going to make... So first off, have Hayes make a stealth check. Just as he's kind of been going along, because it'll be important now.
That is a 20. Not a natural 20, but a 20.
All right, so the dragon is going to use Detect as a legendary action, as just kind of scoping its peripherals, still always keeping at least one eye on you, looking back to check on the cave entrance. So 17. Hayes is able to sneak along.
Oh my god. That's some Scooby-Doo shit.
Dragon sight. Yep. That's its legendary action. It is not going to move.
So then by this point... Oh no, Hayes will still not be quite at the base yet, huh?
Correct.
Well then, it's time. I'm going to bring the spirit to me and then I'm going to throw some arrows.
Okay.
Yep. Now I'm going to... So that was 12 to heal, and then... Alright, I'm going to shoot this bastard.
Alright.
First shot is a 33 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yep. And the second one is a 30.
That too will hit.
Cool. So 15 damage on the first, and then 18 for the second.
Very nice. Yeah, you shoot at it, it screams out in pain, but it still stands. So Hayes by now is about 15 feet away from the wall.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
The dragon is going to use its legendary action to detect, so I'll have you make another stealth check with Hayes.
Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, it's another unnatural 20.
Rolled a natural 1 on this side. It is focused on you, only you at this moment, and it is going to let out another acid breath at you. So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Oh, I can cast it at a high level. Oh,
Yeah.
I can cast it at level 2.
Just absorb elements all fucking day long.
Oh, yeah, because that is a natural 1.
Ooh. All right. You take 27 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And it seems pissed. And that's going to be its turn.
Cool. So I'm going to get Haze, make its way to the rock clearing.
Okay. So it gets, with 15 feet, Haze can get right up to the clearing.
Tight. What is the distance between the dragon and my dog, would you say? Estimate.
It's probably about 110 feet.
Whew.
So it's a good ways.
Is that enough? Fuck it, man. We're living large today. I'm gonna get in to bark very loudly.
All right. Haze barks, and you just see the head of the dragon turn, spotting your dog.
And then I'm gonna drop concentration, because this dragon's not within like reach of me, is it?
No.
Cool. Drop concentration and cast Swift Quiver.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can't make the extra attacks this turn. I'm gonna just shoot it normally then.
All right, roll the hit.
31 and 24.
Both will hit.
So that's 19 for the first and 14 for the second. And then I'm going to get Haze to use the rest of his movement to run backwards, not towards the cave.
Okay. So moves back into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going to be enough where the mighty wings of the dragon unfurl and it just flies full speed. It's going to dash
Oh, shit.
towards your doggy. And you see it just collide with some trees and it just gets right up into your dog's face. It does not have any attack though.
Thank God.
You are about 180 feet away.
Okay. What's the distance of my longbow?
So your longbow, if it's 150 or more, you have disadvantage.
Okay. He said I'm 180.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm running 30 feet towards it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use all 4 of my attacks.
All right. Roll to hits.
So, first one is a 20.
That'll hit.
Oh, thank God. 34. Ooh, 19.
That'll hit.
Oh, and then a 35.
All right. I'm not even going to have you roll damage. How would you like to do this?
Oh, yes. Thank God. That paid off. I'm just going to like do that harsh whistle to get its attention. I can't do one in real life, but you know.
Yeah, you do the whistle. You've practiced it enough times to get Haze's attention. Haze, like, you obviously can't see him, but just trembling as this dragon looks over. Both hear the noise. The dragon turns its head as it hears you make it.
And I'm just going to shoot all 4 arrows at its head.
Just it turns its eyes and just 2 land right in its eye sockets, 1 in the mouth and just 1 in its neck, and it falls over. I need Haze to make a dex saving throw.
Shit. Okay, so 21.
Yeah, he's able to just scamper out of the way as this loud crash of the dragon comes down.
Oh, man.
You managed to kill the dragon.
Okay. Cool, Haze. I just click a few times and do a whistle. Bring him to me.
Yeah, he's a little slow to come by. You see he's like taking steps towards you, but his head is turned toward the dragon. Just like watching it as he's walking back. And eventually he just turns his head and scampers towards you.
Give him big pets, you know, just rub his face. And
Yeah.
He
kind of like rolls over on his back.
Yeah, give him a scratch on his belly. I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, had to be my bait.
He gives you a little growl.
Pull out some chunks of meat for him.
He eats it up.
Well, shit. I guess we should see what this cave is about. Put my bow on my back and make tracks towards the cave.
Yeah, you walk over towards the cave. As you get to the outcropping, you see the cave itself is pretty narrow and pretty small. It's not a massive cave. The dragon itself certainly could not have fit in it. But you see that it mostly must have been for protection, as a single copper egg sits in the middle of the cave.
How big is it?
Pretty sizable. Like probably about as tall as Hayes.
Oh, shit. Okay. And there's like nothing else in the cave. Like it's safe. Like it's not deep enough to have danger in it. Is what I'm.
No.
I'm gonna have a short rest in here.
All right.
With my little dog buddy.
Yeah. So you and your dog just sit next to this egg.
Sort of contemplating what to do about the situation. Fuck. It's probably some hit die. I don't know if you saw it, but I was about 14 damage away from dying.
Oh, God. That's rough.
Yeah.
You and Hayes sit around in this little cave. By this point, the men had come to your house relatively early in the morning. Okay. And through the traveling, through the resting earlier, and now through the fight, it's getting closer to evening. You know, you can kind of see that dusk is on its way. After probably about 40 minutes of your rest, as you're probably about ready to stand up, you notice the egg move a little bit. And then you see a little crack starting to form at the top of it.
I stand up.
The crack gets a little bigger. You start to hear this little murmur coming from the egg. You see just a piece fall off of the egg, and out pokes a little head, what seems to be a dragon wormling. Its eyes are closed, and it's just kind of pecking its way and is using its small little claws to push through the egg and get out. And after a few moments, it kind of like falls onto the ground out of the egg and gets up, and slowly, like, you see its eyes start to open, and it looks up at you. It's not very big. It's much smaller than, you know, the egg as a whole. It seems probably maybe a foot big at this point. Oh, jeez. Okay. Relatively small.
Yeah. I I don't draw it, but I just hold on to my arrow at the moment as I stare at it, waiting to see what it does.
It blinks at you a few times, and you see it open its mouth as if trying to give a sound. And then after a few seconds, you hear just a little
I take my hand off my bow, reach into my little pouch, pull out 2 pieces of meat, give one to Hayes, and tell him to just stay there. And then I slowly and very carefully give one to the little dragon wormling.
Yeah, as you approach it, it looks a little nervous, but it sees your kind of slow movements. You're holding something, and it starts to sniff at it. Then as you reach out, it starts to kind of nibble at it slowly.
Once it's finished eating, I try and touch its head.
Roll an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm proficient in this. It's still a 14.
Yeah, you reach your hand out slowly. You've dealt with a lot of beasts in your time, and you know, you've gotten good at that. Certainly seeing a little dragon wormling, especially after a moment where you're pretty close to dying, you are a little shaky, and it seems to kind of notice that fear, but you are able to touch its head, and after a moment or two of it kind of being unsure of you, you know, leans into it a bit.
Fuck, what do we do about this? I say to Hayes, knowing that he's just gonna look at me stupid.
Incredibly, he looks at you stupidly.
Okay. It's on the ground, isn't it? It's not flying.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just gonna slowly walk out of the cave and see what it does.
As you walk out of the cave, you notice it look at you and then look back towards its egg and walk towards it and start kind of like poking at it some more, disassembling it.
So it's way more interested in the egg than it is in me.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. For the moment, I'm going to get Hayes, tell him to sit, and just tell him to watch this little wormling.
Yeah, Hayes sits.
And I'm going to rush off to the corpse of its parent.
Okay.
And just grab some things that will prove that it's dead. Like a claw and maybe some teeth.
Okay. Yeah, make a survival check. Yeah, for a second I thought you were just going to show the... Your parents dead, kid.
21.
You're able to pluck off a few claws easily enough.
Cool. And then I stash that. And actually, you know what? With that roll, could I get a scale as well?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, yeah. That'll be it. Put it all on my packs and go back to the cave and see if there's been any developments. Or if the wormling is still looking at this damn egg.
Yeah, it seems to have broken all the rest of the pieces of the egg away. And it's kind of like exploring through it. But it doesn't really seem to find anything of use.
Pull out 2 more pieces of meat, give one to Hayes, and then just hold the other one.
It looks at you for a few moments, and then walks towards you and kind of holds up its neck to try to reach it.
I step back outside and then hold it and see if it notices anything.
Yeah, it follows you.
Okay, I'm going to give it to it.
Okay.
I'm going to walk back again slowly and see what it does.
Like, towards it? Or...
Sorry, walk backwards, like, back towards the forest. So, like, across the clearing.
It follows you.
Okay. I'm going to start walking, not normally, but, like, around. So my back's to it. And then just, like, walk a little bit slowly. And every couple steps, like, turning my head around and seeing if it's still following me or not.
Yeah, you notice it's very slow moving, but it does continue to follow you.
Okay. When we get to the forest, I'm going to grab out 2 more pieces of meat and give one to Hayes, and then sort of kneel down and hold this other one out, but not give it to it yet.
Yeah, as you hold it out, it comes up to it and tries to bite it out your hand.
So it's quite small. It's like a foot big.
Yeah, it's small. It's
Would that fit on my shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. Pick it up.
All right, I'll let you make one more animal handling check.
Oh boy, that is a 16.
It's a little squirmy, so you have to kind of keep like holding it in place. You know, you can't really get it to not be moving around. And as you're doing it, it'll like every once in a while kind of like bite at your ear, but its teeth are at this point aren't really grown in. So at least not grown in enough to do much damage.
Yeah. Well, with this goddamn baby dragon on my shoulder, I'm going to walk very slowly home, avoiding the lumber mill.
You take an alternate path than the one you came by. And, you know, at this point, day starts to turn to night. Make a perception check.
That is a 17.
Okay. You're able to hear noises of kind of far off creatures, different beasts in the wild, but you make sure to alter your path anytime you kind of hear the howl of something. And pretty late at night, you are able to get back home.
Shit. Got a fucking baby dragon on me now. Is this some loot I wasn't prepared for? I'm gonna look around my shack and see if there's anything I can make a small, well, not a small, but like a medium-sized cage out of, like any bits of wire, wood for the base or something like that.
Yeah, certainly. You would have that sort of material lying around, I'd imagine.
That is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, make a survival check.
That is a 30.
Yeah, you build a pretty damn good cage out of a bunch of random shit just lying around. It's spacious enough where this dragon won't be completely confined, but it's certainly also something that's sturdy enough and closed off enough where it won't be able to just squeeze out.
Okay. I'm going to open the door, throw a couple bits of meat in there, and then see if it jumps in.
Yeah, it'll jump in.
Cool. And then I will close and lock it and put it on the table. for now. He's got to sleep.
Flayn sleeps for the night. I'd imagine the next day or within a few days, do you wait for them to come to you, or do you go to the city of Edgewood?
Next morning, just wake up and just get this out of the way. Get more supplies, go into like the... What would you have back then? Like a wet sack where you hold your meat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You probably use a lot of salt to keep your meat good.
I'm going to chop up like a decent chunk and just put it in the cage, and then chop up the rest and put it in my pack before I head out. With all my stuff, just in case. And then I take Hayes and make tracks to Edgewood.
The journey doesn't take terribly long, and you're able to get onto a well-paved path quickly enough. You make your way to the city, and as you walk through, although maybe you're not the most recognizable figure, people can tell by the items you carry and just the way you kind of walk through town who you might be. They've heard enough about Flayn, the man who lives in a tiny cottage in the woods, who is one of the heroes of the lowlights. And you make your way through town and are able to get your audience with the Lord, where I imagine you present your trophies.
I just don't even greet him. Pull out the claws and scales and things like that, and just throw them at his feet and say, "Now, I don't care about my freedom. I just want their burial and their memorials set up."
Lord Gallon Dunn is a man you've encountered a few times in your life, and you wish it could be a few less. He's a stern-looking man. At this point, he's in his late 60s, certainly getting older in age. He's a bigger man with the kind of facial hair of a man who can't really grow facial hair but tries to anyway. And at this point, it's all whited out. And he looks at you. He looks at the remains of this dragon. He gives you a nod. It will be done.
Yeah, just don't. I'm done. Nothing left that I could ever possibly want from you or this city, all these people. I just don't bother me again. And then turn around and walks out.
Yeah, he does not give you a response. But yeah, you leave the keep and head back to your nice shack. Days and weeks, months start to pass, and no one really comes by your shack in that time. It seems that the Lord has kept true to that. What do you do with your dragon?
How big is it at this point?
It's growing relatively fast. It's probably doubled in size. It's probably about 2 feet by now.
Okay. Is it still comfortable in its cage?
You expanded the cage a little bit as time went on.
Yeah, I generally just want to keep an eye on this dragon. And anytime it sort of acts, not in a playful way, but if it seems like it's getting a bit mean, pull it in line.
The stern hand.
Yeah. At some point, Flayn will definitely want to look at the memorial, but at night when there's no one around.
Yeah, one night later on, Flayn sneaks into town. She's able to do so well enough. Sometimes it's as easy as just putting on a hood, and you see the memorial. It's near kind of the center of town, and it has 2 statues. It seems like there's a third spot that might be added one day, but as that man still lives, he is not being memorialized at the moment. But you see the human figure of your friend Godfrey, tall, broad-shouldered. It seems like they got his handsome grin pretty well in this statue, as he holds a sword with an inscription from Bahamut on it. And then next to him, you see, holding a staff, is your dragonborn friend Jax, looking as serious as ever as he holds his staff out in statue form, pointing it out to the distance.
go towards the statue of Godfrey and sort of just look up at it and say, you ugly bastard. Thanks for saving me against Jax's cousin the other day. And wish you could have been there, but I'm glad I could do it for you guys to get this done. Never thought I'd make friends, but, you two came along one day, somehow. I'm glad I could do this for you guys. And he just walks back off.
You head back to your little cabin. As time passes, do you continue raising this dragon?
Oh yeah, very tentatively.
Yeah, you continue to raise it. For a while you didn't give it a name. You've always heard rumors about how it's safe not to name something for the first year, just in case something happens to it. But then you eventually decide that it's almost certainly time. You think back to your allies and how Jax always talked about how when he settled down he wanted to have a daughter, and he always had the name picked out for her. And you think that name is as good as any to use. So you name your dragon Luce. And that is where we will end this session. Well, that was an intense one, man.
Holy shit.
How you feeling?
That was fun. That was fucking nuts, though.
It was intense. Really interesting fight to go through because, we can get into it more off the podcast, but the dragon had very specific things of wanting to protect the egg, so it couldn't. So you kind of got to use the kiting strategy a little bit. Very fucking smart move. With having Hayes run around to the other side. Yeah. Because if you would have made an attack from where you were, it probably would have gone for you. Realizing, I'm on my edge, I need to go for you. But when it saw something endangering its egg, whew. Fucking good fight. Yeah. That was close.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a close. All right. Anyone who has listened through all of this, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. That's all I got. Tune in next time for another session of D&D where I'll have a new guest and they will go through some equally as fucked up adventure. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Hey, thank you, Mitch, for doing this.
Thanks for having me on. That was a lot of fun.
Have a great day or night or whatever time it is. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.